In this video, I'm going to show you around the Found business banking platform, and I'm going to talk about some of the everyday functions that it has. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of the software, and we'll check out the current pricing. Hopefully this video will help you decide if you want to use the software for your business. The first thing I'm going to say is that if you're a complete beginner in business, Found might be a good tool to teach you how to organize your finances in your business. So let me go ahead and show you how to use it. So right now I'm in a Found demo that you can also go onto their website and check out for yourself. But this is what your account page looks like when you log in. So you're going to see your company name up here in the corner. You're going to see your total balance here, your routing numbers, etc. And you're going to start out with just a primary account. These accounts here below are pockets that you can create to budget the money that comes into your primary account, but they still are part of the primary account total. Over here, you can see how you can add a pocket. So if you wanted to say add a pocket for savings within your business, you would just click this, and then basically you'd manage the allocations for how much percentage of each dollar that comes into your business do you want to add to that pocket automatically, if any. And you can do manual transfers between the pockets. I also have a pocket that's just for insurance renewals because those are kind of a bigger ticket item for my business, and I like to make sure I'm saving as I go along so that when I have to renew every 6 months or every year, it's not such a big hit that my business is taking all at once. So if you click on deposit allocations, here is where it allows you to take the pockets that you've created and then decide how much of each dollar that comes into the business is going to go where. So in this case, we've chosen 20% of every dollar that comes into the business is going to be put away into the taxes pocket. 10% is going to go to insurance renewals. 10% is going to go to savings for investing. 10% for an emergency fund, and the remaining 50% is just going to stay in the primary account as a place to pay regular expenses. And that's just an example of what you can do. You can change these to be whatever you want. You can name them whatever you want. You can essentially save for whatever. And as far as I know, there's unlimited pockets. So I just wanted to show you here how, like on September 1st, we received a Venmo payment for $325. And if you click on that, you can see how the pockets have divvied it up for you and put $160 into the primary account for basic operating expenses. It's shuffled away $65 for taxes. It's saved 32 of that for investing, 32 for insurance renewals, and 32 for emergencies. So that's kind of automatically done, and you don't have to think about it. It's pretty handy. Now, if you scroll down from this main area, you're going to start to see your business's activity. So every dollar that comes in, every dollar that goes out of this account is going to be down here in the recent activity. So I just wanted to show you here how if you click on one of your business expenses, like say here a supply that we got at Lowe's, if you go in here, it can show you the different tax categories that this might fall under, and then you can select it. Now you'll only have to do this once at the beginning, and then their AI part of the program is going to assume that every time you buy something there, it's going to fall into that category again. So you can always manually change it after, but everything is going to be automatically categorized, especially once the program has learned what things you buy and where they belong. So an interesting feature here in the activity section is that it will show you the estimated taxes saved for every write-off. So every expense that you purchase and you allocate as an expense, it's going to take the amount basically and then estimate the amount of taxes that you saved based on writing that item off. If you paid this waterworks utility bill with your business account, then it saved you $67 in taxes at the end of the year. And speaking of taxes, the software can estimate for you how much you're going to owe in taxes based on the information you provided when you first set up your account and based on the incoming amount of money and the expenses that your business is allocating within the program. So as you go along, you're going to be prompted to make quarterly estimate payments to the IRS. And you can make them or not, but that's part of what the software can do to help you prepare for taxes. So Found will also let you create invoices that you can send out right from the platform, either on your phone through the app or through this desktop version that I'm on right now. They look something like this. If your company needs a more robust invoice style, then it may not be sufficient for you, but if you're doing some pretty basic invoicing, then it should be fine. And you can check out how to do that in their invoicing tab over here. Now over here under the contractors tab, if you do work with some subcontractors, you can make 1099 employee payments to those people. You can do it via direct deposit or some other methods. It will prompt them to submit their W-9 information to you so that you're ready for tax time to declare basically the 1099 contractor payments that you paid out during the year. Now, as you'd probably expect from any business banking platform, it's going to generate some reports for you that will be important for you to know, like your profit and loss statements for each month. As you can see, as you go down, it'll give you your income, your cost of goods sold, your gross profit, your top line, and then it will deduct office supplies, software, all of these expenses that you have, and then it will give you your net profit for the month and then for the year. So now for some pros and cons. So a big pro that Found Business Bank has is the AI expense categorization. So at the end of the month or year, all your expenses are already going to be sorted. It makes tax time so much easier. Another big pro is the ability to make those unlimited pockets. It really helps to budget for, again, for larger expenses that your business is going to have. And like anything, if you can funnel money into savings without even looking at it or touching it, it just makes it easier to save and be ready for those expenses. Another pro is that Found Business Banking platform has quick transfers out. So if you want to pay yourself out of your business and you want to transfer some money to an external bank account, like your personal account, doing so it should show up in your external bank account the very next business day, or at least that's what I'm finding right now. There are options to have it expedited to be an instant transfer, but they do take a percentage of the money. And so if you're okay with 1 day, then that's free. Another pro is that if you are paid in cash and you want that cash to go into your account, then you can make cash deposits at CVS stores and 7-Eleven. Now, I will say there are some limits as to how much cash you can deposit at these places. I believe at CVS, it's $999. And at 7-Eleven, I believe it is $400, possibly less. And so you'll want to be aware of those limits before you go trying to deposit cash over and above those daily limits. Now, moving on to some cons about Found Business Bank. One big con for us is that they don't accept Zelle. A lot of customers use Zelle and request to pay by Zelle, and so I find that to be a bit of an annoyance because we have to accept it in a different bank account first and then transfer it into Found, and it's just sort of an extra headache. Another con you'll want to be aware of is that Found Business Bank does not allow mobile check deposits right away when you first sign up. So you're thinking like, oh, I've opened up this new business bank account. Well, surprise, you can't accept checks yet. And you won't be able to accept checks for at least 30 days. So Found requires that you jump through a few hoops before they'll let you deposit any paper checks. They'll have to verify your ID and your business documents. And then the other thing is you need to have a $100 balance in your Found account for at least 30 days before they'll remove that barrier and start allowing you to accept mobile check deposit. You might want to open the account with the 30 to 60 day lead time to get familiar with the product and also jump over these hurdles so that you can use all of the functions of the software by the time you're ready to start relying on it. Another con is that Found Business Bank will only accept up to $3,000 per week in checks. If you have a few checks and once they're all added up together, they add up to more than $3,000, then you're going to have to wait a rolling 7 days before you can deposit it, which I think is troublesome because not everyone pays close attention to their accounts when they write a check. A week later, they might not have the money in there anymore. So I don't really like that cap of $3,000. And then, of course, the other obvious issue is, what if you bill someone for more than $3,000 and you receive a check for over $3,000? It's kind of a strange, arbitrary number that they put in there. For checks only, by the way. That doesn't mean that you can't accept other forms of payment over and above $3,000. Your income can exceed $3,000 a week. It just can't be all by check. Another con related to check deposits is that they have a 5-day hold on every check, no exceptions. So if you're up against a long weekend, it's a Friday, you're depositing a check, you're not going to see that money for like 10 days. And they don't make exceptions if you've been with them a long time. Now, one last con is just a feature that it doesn't have. I wish they would add it one day. It's called receipt splitting. On another platform that I used to use, it allowed me to split receipts so that my company pays and is able to write off a portion of that receipt as a home expense. So, for example, we write off a certain percentage of every utility bill as a home office expense, and I was able to account for that in my old software by splitting that bill between personal and business. And so in Found, I found no way to split that receipt. And so that's just kind of an extra bookkeeping item that I have to deal with at the end of each year, is to manually split it up myself. So maybe it's something they'll add in the future. Okay, here's a look at the pricing for Found Business Bank. Here you can see there's a free version that you can get started. You can check it out, and I'd recommend you do that before upgrading to the Found Plus. Here you can see the Found Plus with all of the available features is either $20 a month or $150 a year. Here it will show you some of the differences in what's included with the free account versus the Plus account. There's slightly fewer banking features and quite a few fewer bookkeeping features with the free account. There's also a couple extra tax features that you'll get for Schedule C filers in particular, which we are. So to end off, I just wanted to show you this little website here on Forbes.com. It's a list of 10 online business banks that you can check out. So they've rated Found right at the top, but they're disclosing that basically, maybe they get a bigger commission from Found, and that's why they're ranking it first. But it does say People's Choice, and it is highly rated as excellent, 9.9 out of 10. And then down here is the platform that I also have used in the past called Lily. It's, I would say it's a very good platform as well. And so there's some other platforms here that you could check out in addition to Found and compare and see which one you think would be the best for you. So overall, I would say that I would recommend Found Business Bank, especially if you're a small business owner or a one-man show or a two-man show. It does help keep you organized. It does teach you how to track and organize your business expenses if you are new to business. And it does get you ready for tax time. So if you are using an accountant at the end of the year to do your business taxes, you can hand them something that's presentable and organized. And if you've done it right and made all your transactions through the account all year long, it's not going to take them very long to do their taxes compared to back when you had, a shoebox full of receipts. So if you like this type of content and you want more information on starting and running a small business, then check out some of my other videos, hit subscribe, hit like. It really helps me to reach more people, and I appreciate you coming by.